a South Florida hockey dynasty. It's hard to believe that we're in the midst of that, but we are in the midst of that. I'm sorry, but if you go to the Stanley Cup final 3 seasons in a row, win it 2 consecutive times, you'd be hard in my mind. Again, unless you define it. Well, you know what? Now that I'm saying it, what did the Heat Big 3? Was that a dynasty? Or is a dynasty like 8 or 9, like Celtics? Like, you know what?
No.
I got to think about this. I am no longer at 2:03 prepared to declare ourselves in the midst of a hockey dynasty.
What are you doing? 3 Stanley Cups, 2 wins.
I know, but is it a dynasty?
Yes.
Were the Heat, was the Big 3 a dynasty?
Yes. Easily. 4 championships in a row, 2 in the middle. That's a dynasty.
Well, you didn't win 4 championships, though. You went
4 appearances.
You went to 4.
4 appearances.
You went to 4, you won 2. You went to 3 with the Panthers, you won 2. That's a dynasty.
No. I'll tell you by 6. I got to figure this out. Admittedly, not the way I planned on starting the show. It was going to be a little more celebratory, but I kind of caught myself in the air going, well, wait a second. Have you really thought this through? Is this actually a dynasty?
It is.
Well,
dominating.
We may be in the midst of a South Florida hockey dynasty right now as we speak. Couple things. This is Elite Marino, so you know he's a Dolphins fan. He tweeted out, now he believes we're in a dynasty. South Florida has really had a dynasty in basketball and hockey before the Miami Dolphins have won a playoff game. Now, if you do believe that the Panthers are in the midst of a dynasty and the Heat was a dynasty, we've been in or through 2 sports dynasties in the amount of time where the Dolphins have not even won a playoff game. That's almost impossible for a major city.
Yes. And I think the Dolphins set up Miami with sports dynasties, and now the Heat and the Panthers have taken over.
Chris Johnston, NHL insider for the Athletic, pointed out the Panthers spent more time leading during this Stanley Cup final than any previous team in history. Kind of goes to what Solana was saying yesterday when I was saying, hey, maybe this series deserves a 7th game. And Solana was like, no, they have skated the Oilers off the damn ice this entire series. And now that it is over, and over in 6, this Panthers team dominated them. Just dominated them up and down. I know Oilers fans are probably doing the, like the poking, do something thing to Connor McDavid. I've seen a whole bunch of Connor McDavid, James Harden mashup picks on online. Like that, there's something to be. There's questions to be asked. I saw a great tweet today that said Connor McDavid better feel lucky that Stephen A. Smith and the rest of the pundits are not as into the NHL as they are other sports.
Yeah.
Because Connor McDavid would be the topic of discussion. He is the superstar of the league, and he has been thrown in the trash 2 seasons in a row in the finals by this same Panthers team.
Do you look at the Lightning a couple years, what is that, 2020, 21, when they were winning a bunch of them? Were they a dynasty? Because if they're a dynasty, we're a dynasty.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would call them a hockey dynasty. I really have to come up with what my parameters are, because when I think of the dynastic Celtics, how many championships in a row was that, Solana? Do you recall? It was like 9 or 10, 12.
Bill Russell won 12 or something like that.
Yeah, over the course of however many years. Like I don't know. I'm gonna ask people smarter than me. And it's not going to be any of you 3 guys, Jimmy, Solana, or Crowder. When I say I'm going to ask people smarter than me, it's not going to be anybody on this video feed.
So, Hawk, they had all those stats out there about back-to-back, Stanley Cup wins and all, and they went back 30 years. I can't go back to 1947 when the Montreal Maple Leafs won, Toronto Maple Leafs, whatever, 3 in a row. How far are we going back when we're setting the parameters?
Well, no, you just have to decide what you think a dynasty is. In other words, is a dynasty, do you have to go to 7 finals in the course of a decade? Do you like it just depends what you consider a dynasty. If you consider back-to-back championships a dynasty, then they've hit it. Like they did it. If you consider 3 trips in a row, I'm talking World Series, Super Bowl. If you consider it a dynasty to go to 3 finals in anything in a row, then they've done it. I just don't know if that's my personal definition of a sports dynasty now that I say it, because a dynasty has to be the most elite of the elite sports franchises. I think the Panthers are that, by the way. I just think it might be too early to say. Now, to say that they are in the midst of a dynasty, I feel comfortable saying that, but they would still have to go to another couple finals over the next. Like, I don't know what's going to. I was going to ask. Josh Pell's going to join us. George Richard's going to join us. I was going to ask them, like, what stops this Panthers team? For me, it's one of two things. Either you lose key players. Now, even if you lose Sam Bennett, and this is going to sound silly, you still have most of this dominating roster intact.
Mm-hmm.
Sergei Bobrovsky, for me, is the linchpin of everything. Matthew Tkachuk is the engine. Did you see what Matthew Tkachuk played with during this Stanley Cup final, during these playoffs? Did you see what he revealed last night in the postgame interview?
What did he say?
He has been dealing with a torn abductor muscle off the bone. They didn't know if he would literally be able to take the ice for round 1. Matthew Tkachuk is the heartbeat of this team.
Yes.
And so, like, one of two things stops this Panthers train. Fatigue, which is a legit possibility, or losing key personnel, which I don't know how much you could possibly lose. I mean, obviously, Sam Bennett is out there, and Brad Marchand is out there, but man, they are so deep and so talented that I kind of feel like the only thing that gets in the way of this team is fatigue at this point.
They played 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, and it seems like they were fine. To your point about losing guys, I think it might be salary cap, because you know what happens with championship teams.
Well, I'm saying the only guys who you're going to potentially lose are Bennett and Marchand of the big name guys. Those are the only guys. And again, I'm not poo-pooing either of them.
Yeah.
Sam Bennett, maybe you saw a pretty important guy.
Yeah, Conn Smythe. It ain't easy to get the Conn Smythe there, Hawk. Sam Bennett's a hell of a hockey player.
But they are deep. Like, you're not losing Tkachuk. He's under contract. You're not losing Bobrovsky. He's under contract. You're not losing Barkov. He's under contract. Solana may want to lose Ekblad. I don't know.
But on that standpoint, don't we trust Bill Zito enough to go find not another Sam Bennett, but somebody to jump in that line that can mold with them? That's what a dynasty is to me. When you have the owner that's going to spend money, you have the GM that knows what the hell he's doing, and you have the head coach that knows how to get a bunch of damn good players to play well. And it seems like we got something rolling.
Well, what a night last night. Solana was there on the ice after they won the cup. He interviewed some of the players, and we're going to listen to those interviews. Josh Appel interviewed some of the players right after the game, and we'll listen to some of those today. How long, like, who did you interview, Solana?
A ton of different guys. Carter Verhaeghe, Evan Rodriguez, Nico Mikala, Dmitry Kulikov, just to name a couple of them. And Hawk, I know, when talking about dynastic qualities and whether or not this is a dynasty, you want to interview people who are smarter than you, and that's fair. But if you want to ask anybody who's drunker than you, then I feel I'm very qualified for that position right now.
You're going to declare them a dynasty?
I am declaring them a dynasty right now, 100%. Yes.
I have to tell you, the videos coming. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying I'm not. I got to figure out what my own personal parameters are for a dynasty. Like, I got to figure that out. The videos coming out from downtown Fort Lauderdale, the Elbo Room, are just unbelievable. AJ Greer started a F Edmonton chant from the balcony, which is, I mean, I don't know. Most Most athletes take a higher road when discussing the competitor, but AJ Greer went all out. I loved it. Brad Marchand, there's a great picture of him going. Someone wrote, "You are not prepared for the summer of Marchand, South Florida." He's got a cigar. He's on the beach. He's got like the cup. He's got a cigar in his mouth. He's got in one hand a beer and like a vodka, something like he's got two drinks in one hand, the cigar in the mouth. The sun is shining, and it is Brad Marchand just getting ready to begin the summer of Brad in the midst of South Florida, which is just delightful.
I got to DM him, Hawk. I got to DM him. I need some of this work.
Well,
two drinks and a cigar.
Yeah, it is. This is heavy duty work if you can get it, man. It is really something what's going on at the Elbo Room, which is so great. I mean, just this whole the way South Florida parties. I don't know if you saw Sam Reinhart. He lives in a community. A lot of people know where he lives. His lawn, his front lawn this morning, there it is littered with hats. People are throwing hats on Sam Reinhart's lawn because he had the hattie last night. He actually had more than a hattie. Say,
is there a four
I don't know.
name?
What's four? When he scored four, what is that? Is that more hat? What is that?
Cowboy hat? I don't know.
The way South Florida celebrates this, the way the Panthers celebrate with South Florida. Solana has a viral tweet. Solana was at the arena last night about 1:30. Who was it? Sasha Barkov that came back out?
Barkey comes out with the cup at 1:30. Everybody's gone.
It's all employees left.
They're doing a party up in one of the suite levels. All the employees had already left the ice. They're all celebrating. You hear the music. They have a DJ. And some of the Panthers players had already gone up there as well. But other guys are still in the locker room celebrating with the cup.
Sasha Barkov comes out to hoist the cup for the Panthers employees who are still around. You know, the people, I'm sure, like Adeline, the people that we deal with on a broadcast basis, and their front office and all that stuff. And so Solana tweets it out, like, how effing cool is this? Barkey out here celebrating with the employees 1:30 in the morning. Solana's tweet, I think it's got like 100,000 likes on it already, but they showed it on the Pat McAfee show. They showed it on Dan Patrick. They talked about it on Dan Patrick. Solana's been reached out to by every, social media head for every of, from the NHL to Spittin' Chicklets on down. Because it feels unique. And again, I don't know how other teams celebrate the cup. It feels unique. It feels like the Panthers are genuinely interested in South Floridians, fans, and employees. They're genuinely interested in having everyone celebrate with them. And I know a lot of championship teams want to be celebrated. They want people, fans, to celebrate them. And it feels like the Panthers want to celebrate with us. And I think that's unique in sports.
Does it have something to do with the fact why Canada hates Florida teams and that we're these new teams and we're not the historic hockey teams? And the Panthers players know that. And now that they've turned this franchise and this hockey world around, that now y'all are backing us, we got y'all's back too. We don't have Edmonton fans. We don't have Toronto fans. Now we have that. We've gathered fans like those big Bostons and Chicago hockey towns, and we're going to fool with y'all because y'all fool with us.
I don't doubt that. Because I'm imagining, like, the guy to ask is Brad Marchand, because he won one in Boston, which is a hockey city, man. And now he's going to experience one in South Florida. And I'm curious how he interprets the way fandom in hockey works in the two cities. Be very interesting to find out when it's all said and done.
He was the toughest person to try to get to on the ice last night. When I tell you, like Luongo's out there. Everybody wants to talk to Luongo. Bill Zito has a crowd of people around him, obviously. Barkov, Bob. When I tell you there was hundreds of people around Brad Marchand last night on the ice the entire time he was there, like it was so impressive to see like his family, but then just you felt it like this dude's a big deal in the hockey
This
world.
dude is a big deal.
Yeah.
Wins a cup with the Panthers in a half a season. Jimmy, by the way, tells us in hockey, a player scoring 4 goals in a single game is often referred to as a haul or a poker. While haul is more common, poker is also used, especially in some circles. Let's use that over the next week as we talk to everyone, Plagans and Billy Lindsay and Randy Moeller and Goldie. Right. Let's use haul as if we know what we're talking about,
right?
And just see if they're, they know like we do,
I thought about it, man. I have a problem with the Conn Smythe Award.
Because?
Bill Zito should have got it. I don't know. Sometimes
okay, well, work on this. Work on this. I have this.
He should have got it.
I have this for 4 o'clock. We do Road to a Repeat. Today will be the final one, I'm guessing. But I created a list. You guys work on this for the next 2 hours. I created a list. The 10 things people I think are most responsible for the Panthers winning back-to-back Stanley Cups. I have a list of 10.
Oh, got my first 3.
And Bill Zito's in there. I'm not telling if he's 1, 10, 5, but I know who your number 1 is. But go ahead, work on that, and at 4 o'clock we'll go over them. We'll see if we have any matches. And you can do this at home too. We don't care what your answers are, but it'll give you something to do for the next couple hours. Let's get a quick look at the headlines with Solana. Solana, by the way, is going to leave us a little bit early today. He's going to be at Carolina Ale House in Weston. And if you don't have enough money to buy yourself a drink, just go suck on his arm. He's sweating alcohol. He is lit up. He is literally
suck on
like,
his arm.
Yeah, go suck on his arm, lick the back of his neck, do anything you want. Solana said he has ingested enough alcohol to get everyone drunk at Carolina Ale House, whether you want to pay for drinks or not. So rub on the back of his knee and then bring your hand up to your tongue and just lick whatever residue you can get off it.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Where will you? You'll stand behind some sort of table, keep your arms out so people can come up and lick your arms?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now we got a party.
I'll be on all fours the entire
now there's a game. Tweet I can get on McAfee. If I can get people up licking his arms.
Why would you be on all fours?
I don't know.
Well, Solana will be at Carolina Ale House in Weston starting at 5 p.m. today. Now, this is for a Club World Cup watch party. Every 30 minutes, starting at 5 p.m. today, every 30 minutes, Solana will give away a pair of Inter Miami tickets. They play Monday night, Club World Cup, Hard Rock Stadium to 9 p.m. start. So no matter how late you have to work or where you're coming from, you're going to make it in time and you'll get to see some messy action, hopefully. So if you want to win those tickets, or if you just want to celebrate today, everybody feels like being out and celebrating with people, go to Carolina Ale House in Weston, beginning at 5 p.m. Solana will be there, and there's going to be Club World Cup games on the TVs there, and great beer specials as well. So do that today. Headlines real quick, brought to you by Doral Kia. Choose from over 500 new Kia models in inventory, like the Sportage, Sorento, and Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia.
When a player scores a hattie, everybody throws hats, obviously. When a player scores a hole or a poker, what do we throw? Condoms?
Interesting.
I was going to go with playing cards, but I see where you headed.
Money? Underwear?
My wife. Like here.
Whoever you came with.
Did you guys know? Maybe it's because I got caught up in, the partying down the final seconds, the final minutes of the game. Did you guys know that the Oilers scored?
Yes.
Oh, I did. I'll tell you why. Because
Yeah.
I had that Conn Smythe future on Bobrovsky. And the only chance I thought that he might win it over Sam Bennett and over Brad Marchand is if he notches a shutout. So yes, I did, but I had impure interests. Oh, also I had bet the over. The over was 6.5. That made it 6. Or did they have another empty netter after that? I forget. I think that made it 6.
Yeah, it did.
And even Kenny Albert on the broadcast. And by the way, Kenny Albert at TNT, how effing great is he? But
He's
he
good.
mentioned the moment it became 6, he goes, well, that's going to be very interesting to a lot of people watching this game. And it was because people had the over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it weird that they pulled the goalie, then Rhino scores, and they put the goalie back in? Like that's going to make a big difference in this whole. I don't Nablock. I don't know if he know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, so I guess because, I'm taking video and the fans are going crazy and you're kind of trying to figure out, like, you're looking
Right,
at the
you're
bench.
like,
the guys are
scoreboard wrong.
and out of nowhere, I didn't know. Hawk, I swear, I'm
Yeah.
down on the ice. I thought it was a shutout, and
Yeah.
I kind of glanced up for a second, and there was still a scoreboard up in at a part of the arena, and I'm like, wait, 5-1? What?
Look at this. I've
When
got
did they
I've
score?
got word. I've got word. Very important sighting at the Elbo Room. That is Brian Baldinger. Brian Baldinger is at the Elbo Room celebrating.
Bandwagoners.
I hope he does a film breakdown from the Elbow Room.
Baldy's breakdown. Here we go. You got a
Hey, man.
cigar in one hand. You got the vodka, the beer.
Hey, did y'all get the Go Cats text from people that you haven't talked to in a year and a half? Like, leave me
It's
alone.
Amazing how many people were watching last night. Like texts just from people that I hadn't heard from in a long time. Like I had something to do with it, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, I woke up with 27 texts, and I was like, "Who the hell are these people? No names, just Go Cats. Congrats on your cats, man. I don't know who you are. Leave me alone."
You sure that wasn't me?
I had a rough one last night because after the game, you left. I stayed around for the media meal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should have trusted the press room meatloaf.
Oh, meatloaf.
Solana had 2 slabs of meatloaf and 2 chicken cordon bleus in the span of 15 minutes.
Hey, Hawk, he moved in his own house. That refrigerator is barren. It
was unbelievable. Louis Zabala told me that Cunha knocked down a chicken cordon bleu. That's breaded.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
I usually eat less when I'm out. I don't usually eat more.
I thought meatloaf was an odd choice anyway, but I didn't want chicken cordon bleu because I don't like ham. Isn't there ham inside there? I'm not a big ham guy.
Hawk revealed he has never eaten ham ever.
I have not.
No, the sandwiches. You've eaten an Italian sandwich or nothing like that? One of those little cold cuts?
Mm-mm. Not with ham.
Bacon? But bacon's not ham?
Bacon's not ham, I don't think. I'm talking about like ham off a spiral ham. It
like
just
Serrano
looks
ham.
uncooked to me. I don't know.
Oh, what's the Thanksgiving one? The
honey baked ham.
What? You've never had a honey baked ham?
Yeah, I've seen them before. They don't look appealing.
Oh, I gotta bless you. I'm gonna bless you next Thanksgiving.
Give me a honey baked turkey.
They're delicious too.
Isn't that the craziest thing you've ever heard? That a 50-year-old man has never eaten ham.
Never will, because obviously I haven't eaten it by now. Like I will go my life without ever eating ham.
That's weird. And I don't know why do people do that. If I get to a certain age, I might as well not. No, it's just indulge.
Well, it's not that I'm I'm not making a conscious decision, but I'm just extrapolating. If I've gone 55 years and never felt the desire, I can't imagine. What do you think I got left? 20? I can't imagine over the next 20 years. Like every meal is sacred. Why would I waste one on ham? I've gone
It's
55
not a
years
waste.
without it.
It's when did you have whoopee the first time?
Ooh. 39.
So,
But there's a difference, though. I was always on the quest for whoopee. I have never been on the quest for ham.
Just saying. But if you
I just couldn't find it anywhere. I can find ham everywhere. I saw ham last night. They buried it deep inside a chicken.
But those first 19, 18 years, whatever it was, you didn't have no whoopee, but then you got the whoopee and you enjoyed the whoopee. You might enjoy the ham.
Well, I've watched movies on whoopee before and knew I was going to like it. I've seen cooked ham before. I've seen cooking shows on ham before. Never did the same thing for me.
You researched the whoopee in the past.
Oh, I was like Zach Thomas studying game film, man. You want to know a Baldy's breakdown?
Man, like you've never had a jamón ibérico? Like that, that's
Solano,
crazy, man.
Say some of the more Spanish words you use, because they got the little minced ham in the croquetas. There we go.
You've had a ham croqueta,
but I don't get the ham croquetas. I don't get the ham croqueta.
Well, then you've never had a croqueta. I mean, you just have it.
That's not true. There's all different kinds.
It is true.
You get a broccoli croqueta?
There's all kinds of croqueta. You can get a cheese croqueta.
Yeah, you've had a cheese croqueta, but then you've never really had if you haven't had a croqueta de jamón, then you've never really had you've never had like a tortilla española with jamón ibérico inside of it. I mean, just the finest things, man.
I've even
the
heard of
finest
that.
things of life.
Ropa viejo. Isn't that ham?
There's nothing to do with ham. I've had that plenty.
That is not ham.
What
You've
about
had a hamburger.
Ropa viejo jamón.
I have.
You've had a
That's
hamburger.
right. Well, if I see that on a menu, I'll check it out.
What about a honey baked ham?
No, we covered that, Jimmy, just about 30 seconds ago.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy, you really do not listen to the show.
You guys talk very fast. I'm gonna keep up.
Come on, Jimmy.
I want to talk about George Richards. Do you have anything else in the headline, Solano? Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, also a big win last night, too, if anybody was paying attention. Merv is 0 for 5, though.
And Hawk, just so you know, the Florida Panthers were leading 1-0. I know you missed that first goal because the Marlins game didn't end till around 8:42. But just so you know, the Florida Panthers did score in that first period. They had 2 goals in that first period because the Marlins won, of course, yesterday against the Phillies. They played.
I couldn't flip over. I had this big home run by Wagaman. Big ding dong.
Your weather from the Demesman Dover Law Firm. Call them 866-954-MORE. YourAccidentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Partly cloudy. Tonight, the lows will be in the low 80s. That is your weather.